Okay, hello, welcome back to my channel. It is Only Oracle here today with a pick a card reading. So, we are going to do things a little different today, and I will be using some, emojis to give your reading. Because why not try new things? 2022, baby, right? So I have 4 piles here today. I don't have a spot, but we'll just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take a second, see which pile calls to you. I will insert some sound, and then when you're done, you can jump to the timestamp in the description box, and I will see you at your reading. Bye. Okay, hello pile 1. If you picked this image, then this is going to be your reading. So, let's get into this. Fruity little drink. Right away I get that you guys are really fun. I think you have a great sense of humor, or you have something exciting about you that people admire. You're like an adventure. But let's look more into it outside of just an emoji. Oh yeah, okay. So, we have the 7 of Wands, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and 5 of Wands in reverse. So with this 7 of Pentacles, did I say that? I might have said that wrong. So with these Wands energy, I feel like people admire how much you don't pay any mind to the drama that surrounds you. I think you're, like I said, I get a very adventurous person, which the Page of Wands does give me. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, I have a Band-Aid on my finger, just, in case you're like, what is that? Anyway, it like blends in with my skin because I'm tan. Yay. I digress. Page of Wands and the 5 of Wands gives me very fire energy. I think you have the fire characteristics. I think you are a very passionate person. I think you can also be very emotional, very psychically connected with this Page of Cups. It's like you have I hear the best of both worlds. So not only are you like go-getter and you can be hard-hitting and you're ready to like chase after what you want and do whatever it is that it takes to get that, but you're also sensitive. You're also emotional. You can also slow down and be sensual. I think you have multiple sides of you that are charming. I think charming would be part of the word. And I do feel like with this 5 of Wands in reverse, as soon as it dropped out, I was hearing that you're very coveted. Like a lot of people enjoy you, a lot of people like you, and that's what people admire about you too, is that I feel like you're wanted, but you don't really care that you're wanted with this Page of Wands. You're not paying attention to it. You're not saying, oh, look at how many people want me, or things like that. It's just something that naturally happens because of the personality you have. Now, with this 7 of Wands, I think you may come off fun-loving, or even you can come off sensitive, but the point is that you come off different, a little bit different than you are underneath, and I think people sense that. Underneath you, there is an intensity. There is a hard work ethic. There's someone who knows in a way where they're going, like someone who has goals and long-term value, someone who is, I think hardworking is the word, and I don't think you don't come off, I don't think, super serious. It's not that you can't be with this Page of Cups. It's like you could either, again, I'm getting different ideas of what you can come off as to people, because you can come off as being like sensitive or girly, but other times you can come off being boyish and hard-hitting. I think it depends on the people you meet. You may be the kind of person that matches the energy around you. But overall, it's like you don't come off, I think you don't come off super serious. Like, if you met you wouldn't think that you think about the future that much. And that's something I see with the 7 of Pentacles, is that once people get to know you, they admire that you have a long-term vision. You have a long-term vision either for your life, for what you see the world being, for what you see, I see career specifically, so for whatever career you're in or interested in, what you see, what it can become, and you have like foresight. Is that what it is? Yeah, foresight. You have foresight, not hindsight. It's like you can see further than, with this Page of Cups to a psychic, you can see further than you let on. And I think that's very attractive to people. So people admire a lot about you. I think you have very youthful energy regardless of your age. You don't have to be super young to have youthful energy. So I also think regardless of age, you could look rather young. In terms of appearances, there is something youthful about you. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you look youthful. It could be that you dress youthful. I'm getting that. You could dress really well or very fashionable in the times or ahead of the times. Yeah, and I think people admire that you do have a serious side. I don't know. There's something about the Seven of Pentacles is like, they admire all this stuff. They like that you're charming. They like that you have this psychic sight. But more than that, they like your vision. I think people enjoy your vision. I hear that Kehlani song, Personal. It's like, most see the vision, and I give reasons to believe that I'm honest, I'm telling no lies. So it's like, most people who meet you or most people who know you, if once they get to talk to you, they know what you see, and they see that too. They see that as being a possibility, and because of that, it's like you don't lie either. What you see is what you see. You're truthful, and people admire your truthfulness, your optimism. And you don't necessarily have to feel, I want to stress that this is what people admire about you, and sometimes what people admire about you are things you don't even see in yourself. So if you're hearing this and it doesn't sound necessarily like you, I am being called to tell you that it doesn't have to sound like you. Because again, what people admire about you they're not always the things you see in yourself. And I think that's important for you to know. And that's what Spirit wants me to tell you, is that what people admire in you, you don't even see in yourself. Because again, with this Page of Wands, I just get someone who's not, you're looking at your vision, you're looking at your plan, you're looking at all the things you want to achieve. You're not looking necessarily at, are people admiring me, or am I this type of person? You see, life's purpose popped out. You guys are very, I told you with the Page of Cups, psychically connected, but it's just, you have this idea of where you're going. Vision, that's what I keep hearing, the word vision. You have vision, and you seem like a person who knows what they're doing. Like, I don't know, you don't seem like, you can be fun and playful, but I just feel also people can sense. You have an undertone of seriousness, an undertone of solemnity. I think that's the right word. And provoker. And I think you can, and I feel like this wants to be under the Five of Wands, because that's kind of the energy that I'm getting, is that you can really challenge the status quo. And people admire that. Like I said, I get the idea of someone who does, you really, it's not that you don't care what people think, it's that you care more about your vision. Your vision is so important to you. Whatever you see long term for the future, for humanity, or even just for your own personal life, for the people you love, you have a vision. I know you do, okay? And even with the Page of Cups, no matter who you are watching this, you have a vision. You have a vision of something. Whether or not it seems realistic, whether or not you've shared it with other people, you have a vision. And you almost focus on that. You're hyper intense about it. And people see that. And sometimes it can rub them the wrong way, I think, because you can come off like you don't care about people because you're focused on the vision, and that can kind of provoke a response. Like, your focus on your future, or your focus on this idea or this vision that you have can rub people the wrong way. But actually, this is what people admire. They admire that you still just do what you want. I just keep being drawn to this Page of Wands. You're a trailblazer, you're a discoverer. You're not someone who follows the crowd. You're not someone who necessarily follows the trends of what people have always done or say they will always want to do. You really go your own way with things. You do your own, what you feel is best. And again, I feel like people really admire this about you. They really admire the way you stand alone. That's something else. All of these cards, you're alone. The only thing you have is this fish, and for the Page of Cups, and I just feel that is spirit guides or spirit. I get the sense that is not an actual person as much as it is either you convene with nature, or you talk to spirit, or you talk to God, or you pray, but you don't need people's opinions. That's what I feel. You don't need people's opinions of what to do, and people admire this about you. They really just admire the vision and you undertaking the work to get there. You're not a person, again, you're also hardworking. You're not a person to want something and expect it just to be handed to you. You'll go get it. I figured that. You see, with this Eight of Cups underneath the Page of Wands, placement for some reason in this reading has, oops, I dropped cards. Whoa, everything's flying out. Sorry about that, I dropped cards. Anyway, with this Eight of Cups falling out underneath the Page of Wands. People admire that you're not afraid to leave things behind and start somewhere new. You may be very interested in traveling, learning other cultures, learning other things. People admire this about you. You're kind of a head-first person in some ways. I do sense you can plan and you do think, but it's like when it comes down to it, you'll get out and go do it. You're not a person, I guess this is to say, you're not a person who talks with no action. You're a person of talk and action. Even I don't feel like you talk as much about it. You might not share as much about what you're going to do. You just go do it. And people admire this. You're not afraid to walk away from things, even things that other people would take because they think they're better. Like, I just see someone who doesn't have to please other people. And this makes you very attractive because so many people spend their lives trying to please others or trying to get others' approval. You don't give a F. You don't care about other people's approval. That is the most irrelevant thing to you, I feel like. Yeah, I get that strongly. It is so irrelevant if people approve of what you want to do. They approve of your vision. It is the vision. It is what you see. And so you'll leave good things behind. You'll leave maybe a stable job behind. You will leave your family. You will leave lovers. This fearless energy that you have, people admire deeply. This is a part of your life purpose to be so fearless. I do feel like this is a part of you. Again, I do get strong fixed energy or strong fire energy, so that's Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, but the fixed signs are Aquarius, Scorpio. Here we go again, me blanking on this. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius, Scorpio. Am I missing one? I am. I'm missing a fourth. I have water. Scorpio. This has been happening literally for my last few readings. I'm like, I cannot remember the fixed signs, the mutable signs, the cardinal signs. I'm just like blanking on all of these things. Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, which that was a part of the fire signs. That's why. Anyway, that just might be in your chart, prominent in your chart. In your first house, you may have one of those signs. So that might be one of your rising signs. I definitely feel rising specifically. You may have a fix. So that's Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Taurus, or you may have Aries or Sagittarius, which is like half the signs. But I digress. Underneath this Page of Cups, I think people admire, I think you're also a very good listener. With this Lovers here, or the Devil here, sorry, but I read it like the Lovers. That's so interesting. It's you, and I think that's what people admire about you. I think you have a sex appeal and you ensnare people with your charm. And your charm doesn't come from necessarily the things you say. It's actually the things you don't say. It's letting people talk about themselves. I think you're very good at listening. You're very good at just being supportive, I think, and having insight to things that people, they get very attached to. Like, it's a little, how do I put this? Like, it's a little, not scary, but it can be frightening at times that people get so, like, because I feel like people get super attached to you. And if you have exes or things, these are exes, there's always a pile where your exes would want you back. Like, your exes would want you back. Anyone who gets to know the psychic, more emotional side of you is hooked. That's what I hear. I hear they're hooked. Like, as soon as they know the depth underneath this fearless energy, as soon as they understand the emotional intensity and I feel like the depth of your emotions and how much you feel and how much you have underneath all the things you do, they're hooked. They're absolutely hooked. They want nothing more than to keep you, chain you. And I do also feel like you have a lot of sexual attraction towards you. And it's not necessarily, I'm hearing it's not how you look, it's your energy. It's literally your energy. And then learning more about you, seeing the emotional side of you, seeing the more vulnerable parts of you. You may be someone who doesn't like to be vulnerable with people, but people you are vulnerable with, they don't forget it and they admire that part of you. It's not like they never want to see that part again or they run away. They would just want more. Yeah, and then I'm hearing that Post Malone congratulations songs. They never had the dedication. People hate and say we changed, look, we made it. I think with the Hangman, you're patient. You're patient about the things you want. Like, you have this long-term vision and you're willing to wait for, I hear what's right for me. You're not going to jump on fads. I told you that. You don't have that energy. You may do trends if you enjoy certain trends, but you're jumping on the trend because you specifically enjoy the trend, not because it's popular. You have a very stand-alone energy, almost standoffish at times, but this is so enticing. People admire this greatly about you. They admire greatly that you are willing to sacrifice for your vision. You're willing to do the work. And that you focus on it. You have such a wonderful energy, Pile 1, that people fight over you. I feel like people may fight over your time. You may be one of those people that, like, people hit you up at the same time, or everyone wants to hang out with you at the same time. It's like everyone will want you at the same time, and you don't really understand why. And it's just like, think people just remember you at the same time. It's like they almost have this calling, this like under calling of like, oh, let's all hit up, you know, pile 1 because pile 1 is so awesome. Like, let's all hit them up. And you're like, why? Like, what are you doing hitting me up right now? I'm busy. I have other things I'm working on. Yeah, I'm working on these things, and they'll all hit you up at the same time. But that's just something I see. Okay, so let's get a few more cards, and then... So yeah, when it comes to what they admire, because I did write down, like, I just wrote some notes to myself, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, I do feel like it is more your energy, so physically how you look, but also how you come off. Again, your energy, your aura. Your aura is very important to what people are very much admire about you, followed by your emotions. They really value your creativity. They value the depth that you have underneath things. Yeah, creativity. If someone sees your works of art and stuff, if you're an artist or you do something like that, they really enjoy it. Okay, and then we have aromatherapy. So I do also think that people enjoy your scent. You could have a signature scent that you use frequently, or you might be very much into essential oils, or I hear body butters, things like that, but you have a great scent to you too. So there's a level of admiration for what is physical about you for sure. And I did tell you fashion sense, and I feel that again coming through, that you dress well or you put things together in a unique way or youthful way that people very much admire. Yeah. You may look really good in hats also, because these hats are coming up. But outside of just liking, you know, how you look, it's your aura, it's your energy. And then underneath that, your psychicness, your creativity, your connectedness to spirit, that's what gets people hooked. Like, that's the part that they don't want to let go of. Like, of course it's charming when you're free spirit and stuff like that, but those people sometimes are only good for a day, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, when someone is super energy or like very vision or driven, it's like you like them for a second, but it's like you wouldn't want to be friends with them, you know? Because it's too much. Sort of like, I don't know why this came to mind, but someone like Emma Watson, okay, she is beautiful, and she's very, like, she has a lot of things. She's very pro-feminist, and that is totally fine. We need all types of people in the world. But it's kind of like, I think I read this tweet one was like, Emma Watson seems like someone I would want to be friends with the first day and then never see again, you know, like, and that's like the sort of energy I think you can come off as, but that's not you, because what gets people hooked on you, what gets people to really admire you and honestly fall in love with you is you're emotional too. You're not just driven, you're not just focused on the vision, you have this, I think underneath the vision, it stems from your connectedness to spirit. It stems from compassion. It stems from creativity. It stems from an emotional place of love. That's what it is. You stem from a place of love, and people admire that. And with that, they admire your vision and your willingness to put in the work, your willingness to take your time, your willingness to do the work every day to get to where you need to go. I mean, what more can I say? You're popping pile 1. They love you. You know, they love the scent. They love your connectedness to spirit. They love your vision. They love your hard work ethic. You're just a person that is, I do hear easy to love. You're easy, to love. And this is interesting because this is what people admire about you, but I do feel like I'm getting the sense, they said, yeah, I'm getting the sense that a lot of people actually fall in love with you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, although there is this sexual attraction that many people often have towards you. But I think you may have a tendency to have people fall in love with you. I feel that very strongly. You have a lot of suitors or a lot of people, especially the opposite sex, or if you're in the same sex, whatever you're into, that develop romantic feelings for you. It's like they can only see you because you shine so bright, and they see the vision that you have, and they're just entranced, absolutely entranced by you. I think you're a very entrancing pile. You're very magnetic. Some of you may be very physically light on your feet. I get that with these page cards. You're light on your feet. You're very you could be physically active and fit, have a decent body. Again, you don't have to have like a physically fit six-pack or anything, but you seem like a person who knows how to move. Yeah, I hear that. You know how to move. So, I don't know, even if you're larger, it really does not matter your size. I am not, like, on this to tell you about your size, but I think even if you do dance or anything like that, or if you twerk in the club, it's nice to watch you move. Like, people like to watch you move. And then we have take a walk. So, this is the final card I'm pulling here, and I see this connectedness with yourself that you also have, and I didn't mention that before. People admire how connected you get with yourself, and I think you can be a person, like I said, you're very focused on vision, so you will disconnect from the world to realign with yourself. I feel that very strongly. It's something you may do often. Turn off your phone, or people can't reach you for a minute. Like, you're not always accessible, that's for sure. I get the feeling of someone who is not always accessible. You can be, but you're not always. you like to realign yourself. Some of you may very much enjoy nature walks, or you just enjoy meditating or doing things that realign, make you feel aligned. Because again, with life purpose, you are on the path. If you're not actively working your life purpose, you're on the path to your life purpose. And to be on your life purpose, you have to be in alignment with yourself. And I think you very much are. And people admire this, that you'll just disconnect from them, that you don't need anybody. I get that energy of, I don't need anybody. Like, people want you because you don't need them. And that makes you all the more attractive. Yeah, people very much admire you, Pile 1. And I get that you do have people who can be quite jealous of you, or who they want more from you. I want more from you. I want more from you. And you might not be able to provide that because, like, you're focused on other things. That's not what you're here for. You're not to say you're not here to have a relationship or fall in love, okay? You could be a lovey-dovey person. I do feel like you probably have a counterpart or something. Yeah, I get someone who's, like, very connected to you spiritually. But that's not what that's not what your purpose is. Like, you have a purpose outside of being a partner. Yeah. Being a partner may be a part of your purpose, but it's not your sole purpose. I do get the sense, if you do have a partner, you guys will be aligning on the same mission. Oh yeah, I got that. You guys will be aligning on the same mission. So if you do have a partner, it's because you're both in alignment to be completing whatever you're trying to complete. But yeah, people love your vision. People love your energy. People love your scent. People just love you, Pile 1. What more do you want me to say? What more can I, what better cards can you get to tell you that they just admire you? It's you. And I think I didn't mention this, but I do feel you have a uniqueness to you, which is why maybe in the way you dress, something else people admire about you. So yeah, I could go on and on about you, Pile 1. I'm sure you'd like me to. No, I'm just kidding. I would love to, but I don't want to just keep adding to your plate of awesomeness. You got things to do, with all your visions and stuff. So keep conquering the world, doing whatever you're doing, Pile 1, because you're killing the game. And if you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, if you have any suggestions, constructive criticism, please let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you in the next one, Pile 1. Bye. Okay, hello, Pile 2. How are you, my lovely Pile 2s? If you chose this image, then this is going to be your reading. So you picked the beer, the like pint or quart. I don't know, I don't drink beer, but right away I feel like you are chill, go with the flow. You could be one of those guys or girls who are one of the guys, even if you're a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. But you just have I get chill energy to you that is, people like it. Like, I think people think you're really, I think the word is cool. People think you're cool. Like, you're easygoing, but you're cool. But let's see what tarot has to say about you, pile number 1. We'll start with this. Queen of Wands in reverse. 5 of Cups in reverse. And the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, so with all of these cards in reverse, I do feel like you are private in some way. I get this energy of being a private person. It's funny because with this beer, which I'll put like here again, maybe for you to see. With this beer, the beer's like overflowing with foam, but the drink is underneath. So it's something about you is untouched to people. It's like they can't get close to you. I do get that. They can't get close to you. And that you've been through a lot. Like, you've been through a lot. People admire. I think if anyone had a conversation with you and were able to like crack your walls and get through whatever barriers you put up, they would know that you've been through a lot and that you're still standing. I think people would describe you definitely as a strong person. Yeah, a very strong person, able to endure a lot of hardships that other people would not be able to endure. Yeah, someone who's maybe in touch with their dark side. You may be a little bit into the color black, or you just have something that's a little bit darker about you, a darker energy. You may be very sarcastic and cynical at times. Yeah, but I do still get that One of the Boys thing. I don't know, I'm hearing that Katy Perry song, One of the Boys. I mean, you could be very well a male watching this, which would just make sense. But, she's like, I don't want to be one of the boys. I saw a spider, I didn't scream. Like, there's things like that. Or, like, you can belch the alphabet. Like, you also have some cool, I think, tricks and talents that you can do that are, you could show off. I don't know that you don't necessarily show off the talents you have, but it's like maybe you can whistle, you can do like a really loud, aggressive whistle, or you're a really good thumb wrestler, or you know how to arm wrestle, or you know how to change your tire flat, or like you have some sort of almost athleticism to you yeah, I feel that athleticism to you that adds to your charm, that if people talk to you or something, they're like, whoa, you can do that, like that's cool. Or maybe you can do that weird thing with your tongue. I don't know, you have like weird quirks to you that people admire because they're cool. It's like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that, you know. Or maybe you fence, or you do something really different, very out there, and people are like, whoa, you know, you ride horses, or you tame bulls, or I don't even know what you do, because it's something, some of it is outlandish, and I don't think it necessarily feels outlandish to you or that weird, but if you tell people, they're like, whoa, you do that, you know? Maybe you ride motorcycles, or you, like, participate in self-defense or something, but something very impressive about you. Or you skateboard. I get skateboarding. You could be a skateboarder, girl or guy. Or you play, like, you do more masculine things, I think, or you have a masculine interest that, it could even be comics I'm getting, like comics, Marvels, things like that, things that are considered more masculine. You participate in and you're into, and people don't know how to take it. So like, even I'm thinking maybe you read manga and you're into like shonen, or the one that's more masculine, like Naruto or something. You're into more of the guy activities. I just keep getting that you have some, they don't have to be your sole interest, but it is one of your interests, and it is something people admire about you, that you're not just girly. I do think you can be girly if you're a girl, or even if you're a guy. You can be more feminine, but you just have qualities that are you have a masculine energy to you that people enjoy. They admire it too. They're like, well, this is I told you, this is a strong person. On top of that, underneath what you've been through is ridiculous. Like, I don't know what you went through, pile number 2. I don't know if I heard lost a parent. If you did, I'm so sorry. There's never a good time to lose a parent, you know what I mean? It always hurts, it always sucks. But I do hear lose a parent, so maybe you only had one parent growing up, you were from a single family home, or there's just some form of loss that you've gone through in your life that people associate that with having something that would break them, that they're like, oh my god, you went through that? I would never be able to go through that, but you have, and you're still standing, and you're still confident, and you're still funny, and you're cool, and so people very much admire you. I do get, in this pile particular, yeah, I'm getting shivers that people admire you. Like, they do admire you. They're like, wow, this is a strong person. This is someone other people should admire, someone other people should look up to, because holy smokes, you know, they're funny, they're smart, they've gone through a lot of things, and they're still standing. Because we have the Hangman here, and with the Hangman in reverse, I feel you are a very open-minded person. People admire this. You're not just someone who's been through hardships and is completely, like, you could be a little, I think, emotionally closed off, but you're always ready for an intellectual conversation. This gives me Aquarius energy, where you're maybe a bit more detached, but you can engage intellectually. Maybe that's something else. You may be a woman and again, you can be a guy, because I did get very strong masculine energy, but you may be a woman in a STEM field, so that's like a science, technology, engineering, or medical field, something like that, and that's what people, or maybe you do coding. There's something masculine about your interests or the things you do that people admire. But let's keep going. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god, you literally have the 10 of Wands and the Empress in reverse. Yeah, people really admire this masculine energy in you, pile number 2. An admiration would be the word. Like, you know, I think pile 1, they kind of had more of like a love. People love them. Like, they just have a lovable energy. Yours is admiration. And admiration isn't normally, I think what people think about admiration is it can be given for something beautiful or superficial, but a lot of times true admiration, and this is the other word, respect. People respect you. True admiration, respect is earned, and you're someone who earns it with people, not only by how you carry yourself, but how you engage in conversation, the things that you do, your interests. You garner respect. You garner respect and admiration, true respect and admiration, that even if someone doesn't necessarily like you, they're not going to talk, like, I feel like they can't talk crap about you, because they're like, this is a strong individual. This is someone who, has been through a lot. I mean, of course, there are always going to be jealous snakes, you know, it'd be like that sometimes, but for the most part, people really do admire you, and your strength is unbelievable. I did have a lot of physical activities, so you may be someone who is very strong, and I mean strong physically, I mean strong mentally, I mean strong emotionally. Like, you can just handle a lot in one of those areas. It could be because you do have everything here. This is like your physical, this is your mental, and this is your emotional. You can handle a lot in all of those realms, so it doesn't matter which. For instance, if you're a feminine and or a woman and you don't identify as much with having a lot of physical brute strength, you would have a lot of emotional and mental strength, you know? But you have all of that strength. You're a very strong person. You can take on and handle a lot. People admire this so much. I think people who love you admire this greatly. And I'm also getting a second message that they wish you wouldn't do so much sometimes because they see the people who love you, okay? Because it's people who love you. I know we said what people admire about you, but specifically people who love you want me to tell you, sometimes they wish you wouldn't do so much because they don't want to see you burn out or get sick or hurt yourself or injure yourself trying to always do everything. So the people who really love you do wish you would take more breaks just to take better care of yourself because, of course, they want to see you happy. If someone loves you, generally they want to see you happy. And then we have the Empress in reverse. I think you have a secret, I feel this, a secret creative side. You're also very abundant. You have a lot of abundance. You may be someone who is, I did get financially well off and people admire that, but you don't have to be. Yeah, you really don't have to be, but that's just a message for some. People admire your wealth. But with the Empress, they admire that inside you're a benevolent person, so you're kind. I think underneath all this strength, you're a kind person. And there's a difference between being nice and being kind. And I think this is a distinction that's important when it comes to you. Because nice people sometimes are just people who do something that benefits you and them or in the moment. Kind people are kind I think of kind in like a soul manner where there's a selflessness associated with it that you don't get anything in return. I think nice people are people who sometimes get something out of it, but kind people get nothing out of it. They do it out of the goodness of their heart. That is something you have with this Empress with this card. And this is something maybe your coworkers don't admire about you because they may not know it necessarily. They don't, but people who love you, I get mostly people who love you sense this. Because I did say in this pile in the very beginning that you are someone who has a lot beneath the surface. You're like an iceberg. You only see so much, and underneath there's so much more going on. And so a lot of people may not know this because I also do feel you're very private. You don't share all of this. I think the only people who know you are the people who love you because everything else you kind of keep under wraps. So let's see what else. Let's see what else for pile number 2. Yeah, I get drawn to the Ten of Wands. Like, you take on a lot. You're so strong. Like, can someone get you a reward? And Scorpio. So yes, you are also very transformational. I figured I'd have Scorpio here because I do have, again, fixed sign energy. But it doesn't have to be. But yeah, you've gone through a lot in your life. I just get this over and over again. You have gone through a lot. Whether you feel that way or not, but I feel like a lot of you know you've gone through a lot. You're not someone who's going to sugarcoat it or pretend like that's not the truth. Like, you've gone through a lot. A lot of things, again, I told you that. People hear your story and they're like, that would have killed me. That literally would have killed me. I never would have been able to survive it. Like I said, I did hear the loss of a parent with Scorpio and death. The death of someone very important to you might have happened, or a best friend. I'm also getting potentially, not to trigger you, skip 10 seconds ahead right now if you don't want to be triggered potentially, but I did hear also like a suicide, maybe a friend committed suicide or you lost someone very important to you, or it could have been like also I hear drive-by shooting, but there's forms of loss that you've experienced. Specifically, I hear also with death that most people at the age that it happened to you or the way that it happened to you, they would not be able to handle it and still go out for a beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't be able to do that, but you can. And so people really admire your strength. That's the most that people admire about you. I mean, they admire your intelligence and all that, but your strength is unbelievable. And that's what they're most attracted to. I also do think you have a very sexual energy to you naturally with all of the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and the Scorpio. Something about you is naturally kind of sexy. So yay you for being sexy. I don't know. Yeah, people naturally. And with the Scorpio, once again, I get the privacy energy with the hard shell, but underneath you can be a softie. I think that's something people who love you admire about you, is you're kind of a gooey person underneath the hard exterior. You're so cute. Like, I admire you, pile number 2. You're cute. You're cute AF. You might not come off super soft or anything like that, but underneath you definitely are. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands, the Prince of Swords, the Princess of Swords. Oop. Yep, the Ace of Pentacles. And the 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So I also feel you're very grounded. You may get lost in your head sometimes, but for the most part, you always center yourself again. I do feel that with you're not very, I don't get the energy of someone who's very head in the clouds. Like, yeah, no, I'm hearing no. You're not very heads in the cloud. I think you, again, you do have a creative side, an imaginative side, but you're not heads in the cloud because I think you have too much on your plate to be just super out there Pisces energy, you know? You like plans, you like to put things in motion, you like to have balance in your life and stability. So with this Virtue card underneath the Queen of Wands, I do feel like you're very pure. You're pure underneath the hard exterior. You've not lost the purity in you. Yeah. Yeah, you just keep moving. You just keep moving. I get that. You keep moving. Some of this maybe this is not what someone admires about you, but I just want to let you know that, sometimes you have to acknowledge how you feel, pile 2, and I think sometimes you gloss over this with the Prince of Wands, modifying the Five of Cups, clarifying it, because with the Prince of Swords, which equates to the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is always kind of going, and I feel sometimes you can keep going and intellectualize things and not really sit in your feelings too much. You don't like to sit in your feelings, and that's something Spirit may want you to work on, because it's like you keep taking on more things because you don't want to deal with whatever hurts you. Which I totally get. Again, people still admire your strength, but that's just something I think Spirit wanted me to tell you. Sometimes you have to mourn what you've lost, and I think sometimes you're strong. Like, this is something to be admired, and you have to do what you have to do to survive. I am in no position to judge anyone for the way they choose to live their life to survive it. Okay, I get it. Especially when you're in kind of like that fight or flight mode, when you're in sensory overload, or when there's a lot of things going on that you can't control. You have to do what you have to do to get going. I get it, but I do hear at some point you have to go back and deal with the loss or the emotional baggage that's associated there. And that's not to say you ever really get rid of it or anything like that, but it's like actually acknowledging it, feeling it, sitting it, letting yourself feel sad. And I don't think you often do. You just keep working and keep moving forward, which is awesome. People admire that, but a separate message just in case. So we got the Princess of Swords and the Hangman. Yeah, I do feel you're a very honest individual as well. People admire your honesty and your ability to, I hear, cut to the truth of things. You're not a sugarcoater. Yeah. I mean, some of you try and be tactful here. Some of you may be sugarcoaters, but most of you are not sugarcoaters. You're not going to try and make something seem better than it is. If someone died, you're going to be like, they died. So you actually could be probably rather blunt about how things are. I get the energy that you are very much a realist. And with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, yeah, I get someone who takes on, you're just like, I can take on one more thing. It's like you have to go to the store, get groceries, you have to pick up your kid from school. If you have kids, you have to do your business work at home. And then you're like, oh, of course I can make you a cake, Jamie. I don't care, I'll make you a cake. It's like, you literally can take on one more thing. You'll just keep going. You'll keep adding things. And I think that's something you keep adding to your life, not, again, because you don't really like sadness too much, I'm getting, or you don't like to sit in that too much. You're someone who just keeps adding to your life. You're not about subtracting things. You're not about almost letting things go. Sometimes you can hold on to things. And I think people admire this about you, that you don't let things go, or you won't. If you love someone, I feel like they're in it for life with Scorpio energy. That's very ride or die, or very ride or die. So you'll keep going and you'll have more things for you to do, but you also keep with other people that were on your team, even if they're not necessarily good for you. So this could be something to keep in mind, that like you don't have to take on other people's problems. They're not yours. And I get it. We want to help people. You're a compassionate person. We know this. You have a lot of love underneath, but their problems are not your problems. I know people will try like heck to make you feel that they are, but it's just not the case, and I think you can have a tendency to do that. But that's also something to speak of your loyalty. So you are also very loyal. Loyal to the soil, I hear. Which, like, I hear Kendrick Lamar, so maybe you really like Kendrick. Yeah, but I get that energy. You're loyal to the soil. You will not betray the people in your life. Yep. And connect with Earth. I don't know why, I just heard you look good in the wintertime. I don't know, but I think maybe you look cute with scarves on you, because she's wearing a scarf. Something about it is you look good bundled up. I don't know, you just look either really cute and innocent, or you just look attractive. I think your outerwear could be attractive. Maybe you wear really nice coats or jackets. Even with this I told you may wear black, but with the way the cape is, like you wear nice winter jackets or something, or scarves. People like you in the winter. You look extra good in the winter. Random note, but it's true. They admire that. But with connect with the Earth, I think they also admire you. Yeah, I hear you trust yourself, and you don't, am I reading that right? Yeah, and I'm hearing for the most part you don't take advice, which can be a bad and good thing, but people actually admire this. You don't take advice, you just, you trust your own gut. I think you have like a gut thing where you maybe a person's like, I just don't feel that. Like, I don't feel like that, so I'm not, like, I can't do that, you know? You might not have an explanation that's logical, I feel. Yeah, you may not always have logical explanations, but you'll get strong gut feelings or reactions, and you kind of trust those. You're like, okay, that's what it is then. You know, you don't have to question it, and people really admire that because that's not something everyone has. I, for one, do not have that trait of being able to just feel things and just be like, oh, yep, trust that. Like, you're very good at that. And it's not something you have to necessarily consciously think of. Yeah, I get that. You don't have to think of it. It just is. And then you have the sun file in reverse. And I think this speaks to your... It's weird because pile 2, you have two sides. You may come off, and I do get this, you come off a little, again, brusque. Like, you may come off a little tougher, and a little... you can even come off kind of like depressing and dark, maybe. Like, again, I got a sarcastic, cynical vibe with this Queen of Wands and the Five of Cups. You can be very cynical, very sarcastic, very dark, very moody, and that's how you come off. But it's crazy because this came out in reverse, and the fact that the sun came out at all gives me the indication that you have a bright side to you. Like, you have a sunny side to you. I just don't think everyone gets to see it. Yeah, I hear you saying it's a reward. Like, you don't get to just have access to the bright parts of me. And maybe because of loss, you're not as open to people. I totally get that. But you have people who... Yeah. I feel like people who know you sincerely and truthfully love your optimism. You actually do have optimism. Like, you can come off dark, moody, all that stuff. And people admire that who don't know you. I think you have a very mysterious vibe to you that people admire. But people who do really know you actually admire the childlike, fun, creative side of you. I told you with the Empress. This is like something that's hidden. It's not something everyone gets to see. And I feel like that's for a very specific reason. You don't want people, and not everyone, again, I hear, not everyone deserves to have access to that part of me. But you do have it. You do have a softer, I told you, softer, gooey, happier side to you that you just don't always show the world because you have a lot on your plate. And you, honestly, I just feel like you just don't have time for that. Like, I can't be all cooey gooey. Like, I got stuff to do. Like, there's people who need help. There's things I gotta get done. There's things I'm trying to learn. Yeah. So, am I seeing anything else? Yeah, I do feel like you may do your hair in certain ways that people really like. I don't know, I'm being drawn to hair here a lot. And also crowns, so if you're a girl, maybe you like flower crowns or something like that. But I just feel like you have even if you're bald, I don't know, you have a nice shaped head. People like your hair. You have good hair. Yeah. Or facial hair, also for my dudes. Facial hair, beards, and stuff like that. And you do have a nice figure. I told you people do have sexual thoughts about you. So, yeah, that is what people admire about you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, comment down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, hello, pile number 3. If you chose this cup, then this is going to be your reading. Right away, I think you're very physically attractive. I don't know, something about this way the cup is shaped, and it's almost like whiskey's in it. I think you're... How do I say this? You're like... You have an expensive look to you, or an expensive feel to you. A luxurious feel to you. You're something people feel like they have to earn, you know? I think that's what it is. And people admire that about you. I think you're someone who may have very high standards. But let's look. What do people admire about you? Pile number 3. Okay, yes, you're physically attractive. Page of Pentacles confirms that for me. Excuse me. And you have the Tower. Yeah, I think you make people feel some type of way. I think you're very physically attractive. This is the first thing people admire about you because they look at you and they're like, ooh. Like, I get ooh energy. You're honestly intimidating. I think that's something too. You're intimidating. I think something about your eyes is intense. I don't know why that came through, but something about your eyes is very intense. And it can kind of scare people away. Not because they don't want you, but because they do. If that makes any sense. You don't scare people away because they don't like you. You scare people away because they do like you. Yeah, I think people admire your... Kind of like Pile 1, they admire your aura, but it's different. You're intense and... How to put this? Like, people think you're very sure. They think you're very together. Again, this is what people admire about you. And... I don't know if you actually feel this way, so bear with me, pile 3, because a lot of the things, I had this with pile 1 too, a lot of things I may say may not resonate with you as being something you would think about yourself, but I'm telling you this is what people think about you, so this is what they admire about you, even if this isn't true to who you actually are, because, again, people can see things that aren't really there. And, yeah, I think that's something you actually may struggle with, is people, I feel, project onto you, because, honestly, the way this cup is, and this one out of all of them, I feel like you don't know what's really in it. Like, it could be whiskey, it could be tea, it could be juice. Like, it's kind of, which I'll put it right here for you to see. It's kind of nebulous what is inside the container. And I feel like that's you. People don't know what's underneath. They just know that looks, like, you look good. Yeah, and I think they get kind of scared that you may have, like, a bitter taste, or you may not be, I don't know, you're kind of a daydream to people. People very much admire you, but they very much fear you. I get that. They fear you. And I don't know if it's founded on anything other than the intensity that you radiate. And, because again, this is not something you have to say. Yeah, I don't get you have to say anything, though you may be talkative or not. I'm not getting that. But it's just on first impression, people already admire you because you're attractive. And they admire, like, they like looking at you. I don't know, you're nice to look at. I just keep getting that. You're nice to look at, pile 3. And it intimidates people a lot. They don't know what to make of it. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how they feel about it. And they feel like you're apathetic. So you may come off sort of dry sense of humor. I get a dry sense of humor, or you don't really pay much mind to things. Almost absent-minded, but it's not necessarily that you are, because I do get intensity underneath, but it's just like you don't pay that much mind to things or to people, and you're not trying to be rude. I just think you're not really thinking about that, but people are thinking about you. I get someone who's very, I just keep getting attractive. Let's see what else. You have 5th house creativity. Yeah, Leo energy. I mean, the Leo is the house of being looked at, if you ask me, but also with creativity. So underneath that, outside of your appearances, because I'm sorry, that just came in very heavy. I mean, I don't know, I'm sorry, you're attractive. Congratulations, ma'am, sir, they, them, you are attractive. Get yourself a cookie. But they also admire that I think people don't know what they're going to get with you. So because you're so attractive, or, ooh, I just got something else. You may be mixed race, or have mixed ethnicities or mixed identities in you. So whether your parents are foreigners, or you have an accent, or there's something about you that sounds almost foreign to where you're at, or to the people around you, or that looks different than your community. Yeah, I get that. Looks different than your community. So even if you are, let's just say, an American white person, okay? Because that's fine. If you're an American white person, it's like, you may be around, like, the black community or something, and, like, you're the only white person there. You know, kind of like that. Like, so something about you stands out in the community that you surround yourself with, and I don't think you do this consciously, okay? This isn't something where it's like, oh, I'm trying to appropriate a culture. It's just you vibe with those people. It's like you kind of have a community or people you like to talk to that don't necessarily look like you physically or are from the same culture as you, but you vibe with them. So I do get kind of a black sheep. That's what I'm feeling. Kind of a black sheep here. Again, people don't know what they're going to get with you. It's very confusing. And I think people admire this. Again, a lot of intimidation, a lot of attraction towards what they don't understand. Like, something about you is mysterious. And even with this creativity, with the fun house, it's like you're a fun house. They don't know what they're going to get. You may be also someone who's rather moody and has, like, changes in your mood that changes how you act. And so people don't know what they're going to get with you. It's one day it could be something, the other day it could be something else. And that unpredictability is actually attractive because it makes people, it's exciting. You're kind of like a chase, guy or girl. Yes, you're guy or girl. You're a chase. You never know what you're going to get with you. You never know. And red may be a very big color. Whether you have red hair or you look really good in red or you look sexually inviting in red, people like that. And I do think you have something sharp about you, either a sharp tongue or just, you can, like, I don't know, you're witty. You have some replies that can be kind of scathing, but in a way that's attractive. Again, there's a seductive quality to you. Yeah, Virgo. And Virgo is like the virgin, but like virgin, with lady in the street, but the freak in the bed. You know, that's your energy. And I'm just gonna straighten these up. With Virgo, I analyze. I think you are very smart. I told you, witty and detached, and I think I said this in another pile before. It's like manic pixie, not this for this reading, but a different reading. Kind of manic pixie dream girl. It's like you're this angel, this devil. You're everything wrapped into one. That's what I hear. She's everything wrapped into one, or he's everything wrapped into one. And your ride, you're like a roller coaster. I got the image of a roller coaster. Maybe you may actually struggle with like, I'm not, again, don't take a diagnosis from this reading. Please, for the love of God, do not take a diagnosis from this reading. But I do get kind of like bipolar energy here, where you're up and then you're down, or I don't know, what is the other one? It's like, it's bipolar, and then they have, oh gosh. There's one where it's like you have unstable relationships sometimes. I don't know. I'm not diagnosing you. Please do not take this as a diagnosis. And you don't even necessarily have to have a clinical diagnosis or even be this, but it's kind of like the energy that people see. And this is what they admire about you, actually. So it's interesting because you're like a ride. Like, they never know what they're going to get. People don't know what they're going to get with you. And they admire this because it's a surprise. Like, people have to be on their game with you. And a lot of people like that challenge. And because this is what people admire about you. Some people might not like it, but people who do like it, they really enjoy the challenge that you bring. Almost like the chase, guy or girl. Again, you can be a guy and be this type of way where women feel like they have to chase you, like they don't know if you're into them or not. They don't know if there's other people on the side. They don't know if they're your only one. But yeah, they admire that. I get the sense of like a loneliness. I get a lonely rose, where you may feel misunderstood underneath. I don't know why I'm getting this. I'm getting like your interior psyche, because I'm not getting this what they admire as much as I'm getting it's almost like you're alone at the moon. You feel very alone. And it's, okay, so I get this dichotomy between what you are and what people see. Underneath, you feel very alone, or maybe misunderstood, or like you can't get a grapple on your emotions. If so, I, again, do not recommend self-diagnosing or diagnosing yourself from a pick-a-card reading. But maybe look into mental health, because there may be something going on there. Again, not a diagnosis. Please, for the love of God, do not diagnose yourself like this. But it may be something you want to look into on your own time, or, if you can afford a therapist or something like that. So you may feel lonely, misunderstood, or like you don't really understand things about yourself, or certain things don't really make sense to you. And also this could be because you are... It's almost like for some of you, it's almost like you're astral projecting, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you almost get flashes maybe of a different life, or you may get a lot of deja vu, I hear, where it feels like you've been through something before, or that you've done or been in a past life before. You just get this energy of something. Yeah, I got that. Oof, my phone beeped. You get this energy of almost like you've lived before. This isn't your first time. I get this feeling that you don't feel like this is your first time. Like, this isn't your first rodeo. You're not new to the earth. You've been here a couple times. And so I think you do feel lonely, and this may be stuff that like you don't understand, past life karma, or just certain things that you don't understand. So it may be worth it to you to go to Reiki or seek out a shaman or something like that. I mean, I am not the one to tell you to do that. I'm not gonna, but it may be something like if you're very confused and you're looking for answers, which, I mean, you're on this pick-a-card, so I'm not saying you're looking for answers, but you may be looking for answers for certain things about yourself that you don't understand. It may be worth it to look into different religions, philosophies, or teachings and things like that to kind of make sense of things for you. I think that may be something you want to do. And again, you can go the scientific route of just going mental health, or you can go, the more spiritual route and look at tarot or astrology or whatever. But there may be some things you want to look at. I think also in your chart, there may be some things you want to look at. That's an aside. Back to what people admire about you. So that's who you might be underneath. But you come off, I hear free. You don't only come off as free, but you come off as victorious. You come off as a person who has it all. Doesn't matter if you don't have it all. You come off as someone who has it all. And people are very attracted to this because I think a lot of this is based off of how you look. I'm not going to lie. You just look good, and you may dress well or something that people just assume you have money, or they assume that you must be highly educated. Something about the way you look or dress, people base a lot of their assumptions or their admiration of you off of it. It kind of sucks for you, Pile of 3. I feel for you because, like, people are always say it's so cool to be attractive or whatever, and you wanna have all that admiration, but it's empty admiration at the same time because they don't actually know anything about you, and it can get very isolating. You can feel very misunderstood. And I know, like, oh, poor you for being attractive, and having to feel alone, but loneliness kills, yo. Like, loneliness fucking sucks. And I think it's something you may struggle with because people project so much onto you, and just purely half the time off of the way you look. And so you don't understand. You're like, what is going on? Why are all of these? I feel like you hear your name in other people's mouth a lot, and you're like, for why? Why are you talking? Like, what are all these assumptions of me coming from? Yeah, I get very. People view you as a heartbreaker, but I don't think you actually are. People just project so much onto you. Yeah, I get you. They think you're like a character out of a film. They think you're not real to people. It's so sad, actually, Pile 3, because what people admire about you isn't true to who you are. And I don't know if you feel like anyone actually understands you, sadly enough. For some of you, you may have some people, like I hear actually specifically a mother, you may have a mother or something along those lines, or a sister or a female figure who actually does know you and you feel well understood by. But for others of you, or for some of you, you don't feel like anyone understands you. You feel like you're alone. You feel like people admire you and they like you and they look at you, but they don't know you. And yeah, it's very sad. I mean, this is what people admire about you, and it's nice that people admire that you're so good looking. And it's nice that you know that you can get more confirmation, I guess, that you're good looking. I don't even know if you care if you're good looking. I don't even know if you know that you're good looking, but you are. I don't care who you are. You're good looking. It's very official. Like, this is it. That's what brings people into you. That's what people admire about you the most. It's what causes people to project things onto you. That and your energy. And again, something maybe in your birth chart. I don't know what your birth chart looks like, or your astrology, or your family history, or genealogy, or anything like that. But there must be something there too. Yeah, but you feel very alone. But people think you're very financially well off, so if this is what they admire, sorry, we'll go back to that. I feel for you, Pile 3, I really do. Like I said, people make it seem so great if you're attractive, like that solves all of your problems in the world, and it absolutely does not. There's a whole other slew of problems with being attractive, you know? And it's not poor you, but also, like, you know, if people who aren't conventionally attractive, or who don't look good, struggle with things, then why is it that they can feel bad but you can't because people, you know, admire you? Like, that doesn't read for me. Sorry, I don't really like double standards where it's like, that's okay, but not that, you know, just because it's at the opposite end, but it's the same thing. Personal aside and rant over, I feel for you, Pile 3. I don't struggle with this, but I can't imagine what it's like to be, have that energy or that aura, that, I don't know, that like karmic pattern mixed with attractiveness that causes this sort of, this misinterpretation of who you really are. And because of that, you may also kind of just be what people say you are. Like, that's not really who you are underneath, but you don't really, like, again, there's no real you because you've never, in some ways, you've never had to develop it because people just latched onto you because you're attractive. But also, yeah, I don't know, there's like a lot of different sides of you too. Very sad. I feel for you. But people also admire that, yeah, you do seem like you're financially well off, regardless of if you are, and they think you're a bit of a heartbreaker. So I told you, like, you may be very close off at this point because of experiences and things like that, and people just projecting onto you, but it's like, people wonder about you. They wonder dirty things about you, for one, but I just got like a dirty thoughts, but they wonder about you, but they also wonder, they wonder about you because you don't necessarily let people have access to you anymore. I'm sorry, Pile number 3, I feel for you, my babies, I feel for you. Oh my gosh, so I just got something else. You may be a musician, you may, you have a lovely voice, which I also got with the Knight of Swords. Your speaking voice is very melodic, or you sing very well, or also you may have a very nice smile or mouth. It's the mouth region that very much can draw people in. I also told you have intense eyes. Again, you're very attractive. We've already established this over and over and over again, but I also think you have a very nice voice, or very, like, something about you, again, seems not real to people. People don't view you as being real because they're so caught up in the illusion of your energy, or your face, or your appearance, or, like, whatever's in your chart that has this kind of energy to it. I'm not even going to go into, like, what signs and stuff, but it's just, but you do have a very nice voice also. Also nice chest region, guy or girl. Everything about you is really just physically, like, wonderful. People love it. And we have rest here. Yeah, and again, I get with the rest card, people don't have access to you. And they admire, it makes them want you more. I mean, and you know, kind of like, they love the chase. Like, something about you have to chase. You have to chase because you're not easy to access. And that is very admired by people. I think people like that you're not easy. Guy or girl, I don't think you're an easy person who necessarily like sleeps with a lot of people or engages with a lot of people. Again, with all the crap that you go through with projection, I could see why you wouldn't. But people admire that you don't, that you're kind of more frigid. I guess they like that because it's like they want to get to know. They want to be the one to get to know you. Wow. So let's see what else people... Yeah, you're this gift. You're just this gift. I think people who meet you would describe you as a gift. And I also hear pretty packaging. I'm sorry we just keep talking about your looks. And, like, maybe you don't... I also get that you could not think you're that attractive. Like, really, you're like, I don't think I'm that attractive, lady. Am I on the wrong pile? Are you tripping? I am absolutely not. This is what people think of you. Like, this is what they admire about you. It doesn't matter if you think you're attractive, okay? For instance... just for instance, because I recently watched Star Wars. Adam Driver, you know, I don't know if he's actually attractive. I don't know, y'all. But, like, watching him as Kylo Ren, he's attractive, okay? And so, like, you don't... And he probably doesn't think he's that attractive. He does have some weirdly put features, but weirdly it works on his face, and he's attractive, and he's tall, and he has, like, an interesting voice. Anyway, this is to say that you don't have to find yourself attractive for you to be attracted to other people. Physically, you just, something about how you're put together, something about either like your aura or whatever, is just so, not even magnetic, it's just like, ugh, people want it, people want you. And again, it's not with, they don't really know you though. That's what's sucky about it, but they think you're like a gift. Like you're like an angel. I get that. You're like an angel to people. They're like, did I just meet an angel? Like, did an angel just fall out of the sky? Because I feel like that's what I just met. Weird. Pile 3, I do feel sad for you because I feel loneliness here, and I don't know. I know people admire you, and that's lovely, and that's great, and you clicked on this reading, so you wanted to hear what people admire about you, or you were at least curious enough, or you just really like to support me, in which case, shout out to you, thank you. But it makes me really sad to think that people don't get to know what's underneath, you know? Like, they don't get to know who you really are because they're too busy projecting things onto you, and that makes me really sad because you're someone who has a lot more to you than what people are assigning to you right now, especially with this admiration. Again, it does feel rather empty. Like, I mean, it is you. Like, clearly you have something magnetic about you. Like, clearly you have something about you that, again, because you are so attractive, and even if you don't think so, like I said, there's something about you that is so attractive to people that is particular to you, but it's just really sad to think that, like, people don't really look past that. And the moon in reverse. Yeah, for some of you, it really could be your energy or your emotions or just how you come off. But I also get that they admire that, like, people admire that they can't access you. It's kind of effed up if you ask me. But they admire that they don't have access to you. I get that. They admire that you're too far away for them to touch. So you're like something in a museum, unfortunately. Or fortunately for you, I don't know. But yeah, that is all I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. I don't know how I felt about this reading. Not because it wasn't accurate. I think it was. I feel for you. That's all. I'm very sorry. Especially if you think you're ugly or unattractive, because that's really sad too, because I do also randomly, towards the end, it's coming on to me that people may have made you feel unattractive because of how attractive you are. But know that you are. You very much are. You very, very, very much are. And I'm sorry that you've had some of the experiences you've had because they haven't been pleasant. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, comments, if this resonated... I feel for you. Again, if it resonated, comment down below. And I will see you in the next one, pile 3. Bye. Okay, hello, pile number 4. If you chose this image, then this is going to be your reading. So, let's get into it. With the wine glass, right away, I feel you age very well. Age like fine wine, right? That's the first thing that came to my mind. So, I think you're someone who looks better as they get older. You may have looked kind of awkward in your youth, or lanky, or weird, or you needed braces or something. No big deal. I mean, I think crooked teeth are cute, but you age very well. You age gracefully, and people admire that you... Also, I feel like your personality ages like fine wine. Like, you just get better over time. I hear that Lizzo song Juice. I'm like Chardonnay, I get better over time. So I heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch you lying. Like, that kind of energy is your energy. I do get kind of a, Ace of Wands here. I get that you are very confident, or people admire, again, there's only like one part I don't think I really had to stress this, but for the other ones I just stress that like what people admire about you is not necessarily what you see in yourself. So please keep that in mind as you're going through this reading. Is people can admire things in you that you don't even notice about yourself. That's kind of the fun and the terror of it, is that perception is very skewed and biased. So, but yeah, people admire your, not only your vision, but that you, what did I say? You like get better over time. You're just someone who gets more confident over time. You're someone who grows over time. And yeah, I don't know. I also heard like, coming with that BS, I just put it to the side. Like, the older you get, the more secure, the more you believe in yourself and who you are someone who people would want to know. Like, if they didn't, for instance, you could be someone who was bullied when you were younger, because I did get, like, the aging like fine wine, that maybe you weren't attractive when you were a child, or people didn't treat you like you were attractive. But, yeah, okay, hold on, we'll get into these two. But people might have treated you like you weren't attractive when you were younger. And, as you've gotten older and more physically attractive or whatever, your energy's gotten better, or you've gotten more confident, people from your past may try to come back. So people who bullied you or maybe didn't like you, all of a sudden, like, they message you on Instagram, or they're acting like you're friends. It's like, we're not friends, but people do think you get better over time. So you're one of those people that, if you know you early on, you should be grateful. I don't know, that's just what I heard. So, 10 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. I think you have a very harmonious home life in some way. Something about your home people admire, because I think also it's private. People don't know a lot about your personal life. I get that with these in reverse. You may be very close with your family, or if you have your own family, your family looks harmonious. Again, this is what people admire. It doesn't have to be the truth. You could have a lot of cracks in the foundation. I'm not going to actually look into your family life, but this is what people think. People think your family is perfect. They think you have very good family, and they think it's very private. That's something. You don't share a lot about your family or your kids. Maybe you're not one to really post your kids on social media super much, or you're very protective of your kids. They feel like you have a very harmonious family and work life. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people wish they could be a part of your family or part of your home. And you have a gentle energy to you also that people very much admire. I get the energy that you are not a harsh person. Again, if you got bullied when you were younger, not to say it makes sense, but it low-key makes sense. Which sucks. Why do people bully other people? I mean, I know sometimes we all got our own problems, and I guess what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I just really don't like bullies, even though I'm probably a bully. I say as I'm doing this, I try not to be. Anyway, I'm just blunt, so sometimes I gotta keep it in check, because I'm like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but also at the same time, you know? So, air element communicating. Yeah, people admire your communication skills. I also think this doesn't even speak about how necessarily you talk, but just your lightness. I don't know, you're like the sky. I get that. You're like the sky. You may have blue eyes specifically. I mean, you don't have to have blue eyes, obviously, but something about you is like the sky. That's what I keep hearing. I'm going to get a clarify on that. Like the sky. They think you're like the sky. Maybe it's like you have no limit. It's like you could go anywhere or be anything, and people see you being successful. I hear that. Or maybe it's just that you seem free to people, like a free spirit. Or you seem open, or you seem genuine, or you're just something people can look at when they feel like they're lost. They can look up, and then, like, you're there. So maybe you give really good advice. Those are just some of the things that are coming to mind as I'm shuffling this card and trying to get in. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm getting this. You look up at the sky. Like, people think you're going places. Like I said, I'm like, Chardonnay get better over time. I heard you say I'm not the baddest bitch. You lying. Like, people think you're going places. Like, ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on my juice. Like, you have it. You know what I'm saying? You have it. People admire this. They admire that you have it and that you're gonna be successful. Yeah, I get that very strongly. You're gonna be successful. And so, I do feel a lot of people try to, like, if you're on social media, slide in your DMs or, like, kind of reconnect with you. Like, people you may have let go of or you don't talk to, they want back in, bro. Like, if they see, because people can almost sense success, like, they can sniff it like a dog. And I think people sniff yours, and they want a piece of it. They're like, oh, this person's gonna be successful one day. Like, let me get in on that. But I don't think you're private, so you're like, F off. Like, I'm not entertaining you. Don't you remember you bullied me in 3rd grade? Yeah. Yeah, you see, you have the devil underneath the 2 of Wands. It's like people admire where you're going, but they also want a piece of that. Like, they want a piece of your success. And it's like, you didn't earn this. Like, you weren't. And I feel like you're loyal, too. I got loyalty. Your loyalty may be underrated, but you're loyal to your friends or your family or your whoever your soul tribe is. You're loyal. And, yeah, inconsiderate and compassionate of the people you really love. But, yeah, people really want to come back in. I'm getting a lot of ex-friends. Like, I don't know. Something about you is... I'm getting private but gentle, and... people admire that, yeah. Yeah, even with Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you're a very gentle person. People admire this. I get a gentle spirit here. You do have vision, you get better over time and stuff, but you're not... I don't get an aggressive energy. No, you're not an aggressive person. And people admire this because I think you can be quite calming. Yes, you can be quite calming to people. I mean, even as I'm giving this reading, last reading, I was really sad, and I feel like I'm starting to calm down. Like I told you, people say, look up at the sky. Like, that's you. You're the sky. It's a comfort to people. Like, it just comforts people to know that you're there. Yeah, people like having access to you if they can. I really get that. People like you being around, and you don't have to do anything. Again, you're not very social. Well, you can be social, but it's like you're not very loud or aggressive or maybe that outgoing, but it's just your energy. Like, you being around, you listening, that means a lot to people. Oh my gosh, you got the Hermit in reverse. Yeah, the fact that this card came out at all. And you've had all major arcana, so I think people... if people didn't feel strongly about you before, you were forgettable. It's not the case now. Yep. And... yeah, I just get people want to be in your energy. This is very interesting, but like I get that so strong. They want to be in your energy. If they can be in your energy, they would. If you'll let them into your house, they'll come. If you tell them you want to go on vacation with me, they'll say yes. You know, people want access to you. And I get you may not know this because you don't talk to people, or people are intimidated sometimes and they don't want to intrude, but it's definitely there. This is a strong level of admiration. Yeah. See, people who bullied you or people who did you dirty in the past, they think you're going to be successful. I do get heavy, like, someone either did you dirty or people would talk bad about you or they made fun of you. I get sharp words. Like, people were not always nice to you. And who the F cares because you're on top? And people want, like, they see that. So anyone who harmed you is like, damn, like, I should have been nicer. You know, you're that person who's like, I should have been nicer to that person in high school, or I should have been nicer to that person when I was younger, because look at them now. I also hear Look at Me Now by Chris Brown. So you are a person who, yeah, you get better over time, like I said. And if you were rude to you before, I also don't think you forget. You may forgive. I don't even know if you forgive, but you sure as heck don't forget. And so if you were rude to you when you were younger, you're not a person to be like, it's fine now, we're BFFs. You're like, no, I don't know you. You know, I get that. I don't know you. Like, we're not friends. You were rude to me. You were mean. But people really admire you. Like, your enemies admire you, pile number 4. Sing. Yeah, even with communicating and sing, I think you have a lovely voice. Maybe you like voice acting, or... you have a very nice voice. You have a very good way of communicating. I hear people want to listen to you. They want to listen to you. Yeah. And I also get that you may be very big on beauty, taking care of yourself, self-care. People really like that. They admire that. Yeah, I don't know. People admire your come up, pile 4. I get underdog vibes. You're an underdog and you made the come up. And people are like, people admire that. Even the people who don't like you begrudgingly respect that. And then you had flow like water. You have air and water. Interesting. I do get feminine energy from this pile, but I get flowing. Like, you're a very flowy person. You are just so... no wonder people want back in. Your energy is so relaxing to be around, to be in, if you're allowed access to it. People would love to just, I'm telling you, I hear this, rest in your energy, lie down in your energy, flow in your energy. A lot of you have very, if you're a woman, you may have, my hair literally came into the reading, but you have nice hair, and long hair, very flowing hair, very healthy hair. People admire your hair. They actually admire it. And with this flow like water, I think you may have a very nice body. I don't know that you necessarily, because you seem kind of more lax, I don't know if you necessarily, you could work out and hike, but I don't know that you actively work on your body, but it's nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have very feminine energy of, like, compassionate, giving, nurturing. you don't have to fight to get what you want. You just shine. Like that Lizzo song, Juice. Really listen to that, because I think that's you. You have the juice. Like, you have the juice. You have the juice. People want to be a part of it. They see that to come up. And so even if you're not successful yet, pile number 4, I think you'll get there because you have a vision. If you don't have a vision yet, know that a vision will come. You'll get a vision of, I don't know if it's necessarily your future. I do get with this Cups energy, you may have strong water in your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Capricorn. I get Capricorn energy for some reason. And Taurus and Virgo, but mostly Capricorn, like Capricorn heavy. And yeah, I just think people admire your life very specifically. They admire your life. They wish they had your life. People didn't like you. I think they already, I'm just getting something else. People didn't like you in the past or might have given you grief. They saw your potential and they were jealous. Sorry, pile 4, you have the jealousy pile. Yeah, I get that. They're jealous. People get very jealous of you. I know this is what they admire about you, but also keep in mind, people can admire you, but at the same time want to tear you down because you have what they want or you have something they wish they could have. So I get the energy of people admiring you, but also wanting what you have. It's just so well done. You're so well done, pile 4. You're very relaxed. I don't know. You have it. I don't even know what it is. You just have it. Is there anything? What else do they admire about pile number 4? Yeah, you're at a new. If you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or they friend or whatever you got, if you have a partner, people admire your partner. I told you, people very much admire your family or your friendship situation, or your house situation, like something about home and family. People really admire your family. But also if you're in a relationship, they admire you and your significant other. I also get this pile specifically. I don't know why I'm getting jealousy so heavily. Like, people are jealous of you too. They want what you have. They literally want what you have. And because I think they want to feel as unburdened as you come off. Like, I don't know if we all struggle with anxious thoughts at times, but for the most part, it seems like you just have a very flowy, go with the flow energy, or like the wind, or like the wave, very go with the flow. And people want that because a lot of people are strung up and high key and they don't know how to relax, and they wish they knew how to relax like you. They wish they knew how to relax like you. And I think people admire that you're youthful. Like, I don't know, you age well, but you're youthful, and I hear start when you're ready. You start when you're ready. Like, you're not on other people's time. That's what it is. I don't think you're on other people's time, pile 4. You don't care about, not that you don't care about other people's time, but it's like your time. I think it's taking you some work to get here, but your time is valuable. Yeah, and you're focused on what you want out of this world, like your own plans. But your plans go at your pace. Because it's funny because I have the Ace of Wands and 2 of Wands all the way over here. And I feel like this is your progressions, like you have to go through all this crap, or like you've had to go through bullies, and then maybe a bad family situation, or even just like leaving home or coming back home. It's like things didn't work out, and then having imbalances and stuff maybe, and having communication problems. It's like now you're here planning and you're getting ready to do a new chapter. I feel like you're going into a new chapter of your life. And this chapter may include love if you're not in a relationship already, but even if you are in a relationship, it's just people admire that. And so people admire your growth. They admire, like, I told you, you're something that gets better over time. People like to watch you over time. They like to, follow your journey. So, yeah. Oh my God, weird. I think you may even be someone that people, like, you would be someone on someone's vision board, if that makes sense. You would be on their vision board. Like, being like you is their goal. So nice. I mean, also weird, I guess. I mean, maybe you find it sweet. But yeah, people very much admire you, pile number 4, as being someone they'd like to be like. They want to be like you. And not because you're hard-hitting and not because you're aggressive, but because you flow at your own pace. I also get you're not worried about what other people are doing. Like, I think you may get a little anxious because of the bullying in the past, or like bad experiences in the past where you're kind of on guard in some ways, but you don't have harmful energy. Yeah. No, people may attack you, or you feel attacked, or even spiritually attacked, but it's like you don't have ill intentions. I think you're just a good person, pile 4. End of reading. People admire that you're a good person, and it's I think it's a rarity for people, so they don't always know what to do with it, and sometimes they think you have ulterior motives or something, but you don't. Like, you don't have ulterior motives. You may be just a bit more private because of bullying or other things that have happened in your past that you don't feel is open to open up to people right away. But, yeah. Just a warning here with this. I ended up putting the Fool next to the Devil, and I think it's interesting because be wary of traps. Of people trying to set traps for you. Because I think that's something that you've either experienced or, I'm getting dizzy. Like, you may experience people setting up traps for you or, like, looking for you to fail. So they seem supportive, but they're not really supportive. They actually don't want you to do well. It's just something to keep in mind. And then even if you have children, like, I don't know, people may even, knock on wood, like, this is not something they should do, but, it's kind of like, use your children to get to you or something like that, or like try and use past stuff against you. I don't know. There's just a weird energy here for you, Pile 4. I think you in particular benefit from being psychically protected. You may just be more sensitive with this flow like water, but also I just think you might be really good to get black tourmaline or obsidian or something to help you feel more protected, because I do get the energy of people just being jealous. If it's there, it's there. But yeah, anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Okay. Spirit had one other thing, that the more balanced you are, the better. So, I think you do operate from more feminine energy, whether you're a guy or a girl. You're just more lax. You go with the flow. You like to receive. You're not about, I just don't get an aggressive energy from you. But Spirit says sometimes you have to be aggressive, and I think you need to learn the balance between being, I think you're very in your feminine energy, but you need to learn how to be a little more masculine at times, and you'll get there in time. Again, you're someone who gets better over time, so you'll get there, but it's just something to be aware of, that the more balanced you are, the less likely people can weasel their way in. Because it's easy to weasel your way when someone's in an extreme. Like, if someone's extremely poor, it's easier to scam them or take advantage of them. Just like if someone's extremely rich, it's easier for them to take advantage of other people. It's kind of that idea where when you're at the extremes, it's easier for bad energies to kind of worm their way in. But if you're always, like, balanced and keeping that equilibrium in yourself, it makes it more difficult for those things to invade you. So something to keep in mind is just to try to balance your masculine and feminine energies. If you don't know a lot about those energies, like what is divine masculine, what is divine feminine, Google it, okay? Google it and look at it and kind of look at what each of those adjectives and features are of each side, and see which one resonates more, which I feel like will be feminine, and then learn more about the other side and how to incorporate more of it so that you're more balanced and you're less likely to get played by being in an extreme, But yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you, Pile 4. If you enjoyed this reading, comment down below. Oh, one more thing. I just get with this 10 of Cups. If you don't have a good family life yet, you will, okay? Just, Spirit wants to confirm, because I'm hearing some of you may struggle with your family or not having good relationships with your parents. You're going to be a good parent. Like, you're going to have a good relationship with your kids. So, know that there is a brighter tomorrow for you. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reading, comment down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or comments or concerns, put them in, and I will see you in the next one, Pile 4. Bye.